Today I've come out with the Canon M50 Mark II and I've decided to put the pancake lens on, the Canon 22mm. Now normally I take this lens out for a bit of street photography, and as you know, if you've been following my channel, that I've got quite a few EFM lenses to go on to the either the Canon M50 Mark II or the Canon M6 Mark II. If you watched the last video, you know that I went out to complete a particular challenge. I do a weekly challenge, and last week's was animals, and I got a really good one, well I think it was anyway, of a heron. If you haven't seen last week's video, then I'll put a link at the top and one down in the description below. But today's challenge, or this week's challenge I should say, is to take a shot from below. So basically it's just a shot looking up. Okay, I've just taken a couple of warm-up shots really. They're not shots from below, they're shots through a figure of 8 that's in this pagoda that I'm standing in, and it's really just to get a feel of the light, just get used to the lens again and see how it's performing in this light and what sort of settings I need. So basically what I've done is taken a few shots through these circles. If I just turn this round for you, these sort of figure of 8s here, and through this one, and then through this one. Now I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, we'll just see how they come out. I've got to look for some shots where I'm shooting from below going upwards. So it's quite a nice park area this, so let's just have a wander around and see what we can find. Okay, here's my first shots where I'm looking up really. I've found this lovely tree that's behind me. It's got beautiful brown colours on it, and I've taken a couple of shots of the tree from sort of over here, and then I've gone right underneath it and looked up. So let's show you and have a look at the tree. So you can see we've got a lovely blue sky, and then looking up I've gone right underneath it, and this lens allows you to get really close, so you can use it as a really close-up lens. So the pancake lens is good for not just wide angles but getting close. So hopefully they've come out. You would have seen them by now. Just turned round and this frosty little wooden bridge looks like a good shot, so we're going to take a shot across there as well. Okay, I found a nice scene here. If you can see this tree that's just behind me, just here, and then right in the background there's some lovely coloured trees. In fact, the tree that we've just taken photos of, right in the background. If I just turn this round, so I want that scene across there with this tree, and I love the shadows that the tree's casting on the ground. The sun's quite low over to that lovely background, the brown reddish tree that we've just been taking photos of. So I think it's a lovely scene, and this is so close to home. I mean, I am always envious of those photographers that live near the Lake District or in Wales and you can get the mountains, but when you live in a city, Milton Keynes, and you haven't got a lot of time, you've just got to make the best use of what you've got locally. And if you look around, there are some beautiful places. I found a shot for my from below challenge. Now this might seem strange, but this is a gate latch, and what I'm going to do is take a photo from underneath going up. I'm going to take several and see which one comes out best. Hopefully that one or that tree earlier will be for my challenge. This is a lovely area, so I'm just going to take those now. Okay, hopefully they come out. I could choose one of them. I would have put them up on the screen. If a couple come out, I'll put those up. So I'm just walking out of that area and seeing another scene that I like. You really got to have a walk around and see what you can find, but so far this lens that I've used for street photography is brilliant for this sort of photography, because you can get close up with it, you can get nice wide angles, so it's definitely a lens worth having. And while we're on the subject of small lenses, I've brought out my small bag. So I brought my Peak Design bag with me, which is absolutely brilliant. I've got a Peak Design clip on the side. It carries my tripod that I've not needed to use. So, you know, I'm really being able to travel light today. In this small wooded area, I thought I'd take a few shots just to show you how this 22mm lens performs. So there's a tree in the background there with a log leaning up against it. I thought that was really nice. Then I took a close-up of that tree, so this lens really performs well. Then I did one in black and white of that log leaning up against the tree. I thought that was nice. And then a close-up of these berries all in that area. And then the ground was icy, and I thought I'll try and get a close-up of the ice. And this one is just where I've cropped in, so it wasn't a second photo. Okay, well that's the end of that trip. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like the video, please hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.